So one of the big aspects that's happened is how this has affected my family, and not just my wife and my boys, my family in general. So for my things like Thanksgiving or Easter or Christmas, things we used to do as a family. So Easter, every year we had an Easter egg hunt here when I used to go to my parents' house. We don't do that anymore. Thanksgiving, we used to have a nice big Thanksgiving dinner as a family. Now we go to Swiss Chalet. So we've had to adjust things because they just don't make the sense anymore. Even Christmas, my wife and I don't do some of the same things we used to do with our boys. So it's impacted the family in many ways. That said, part of the reason we do it differently is we realize it's never going to be the same without my daughter. And so we've tried to find other ways of doing family things, but maybe not the same way we did it before, because of it's just far too painful to try and have those kinds of events the way they were before. For my boys, it's been a struggle in terms of they've been a lot more angry. They've been a lot more distant. Once again, though, I think where we're trying to bring things together is what we do every year. We try to go to a fun place on my daughter's birthday. We try to make it still a sort of a celebration day. So we go out and we'll see a movie, we'll go dinner. We get balloons every year. We let the balloons go in her honor. So we're trying to make it as, I'll say, normal, if that's the right word for it, as we can, because it's never normal, and it's never going to be easy. My wife and I have had, we're not the same couple, but the amazing part of it all is, I think one thing we've tried to learn is that a lot of marriages or relationships break up. We've really tried to realize that this is when we need to be the strongest with each other, and this is when we need to really find ways to accept each other, because there are some days I'll just out of the blue cry about something, and some days she'll just cry out of the blue, and the whole concept of being together as a marriage is to be there when it's through sickness and health and all that sort of stuff we say, and that's really what we're trying to do. We're trying to, and by no means are we the same two people together. We're totally different, but we're trying to find ways to at least be civil enough, if that's the right word for it, and respectful enough, and always remember what would our daughter think. That's how we always put in our minds of what would our daughter think if we separated? What would our daughter think if we didn't stay together? And how would that make her happy? And it always seems greener if you okay, that's if we just but really, would I be happier if I wasn't with her? And so that's something we've really tried to instill in the boys too, is that we're still family, and let's make sure that we try and honor what our daughter would want. And she was always the glue. That's the hard part, is my daughter was definitely the glue of the family. She was the middle child. She was the only girl. She was a Leo. So she was, definitely the one that when she said jump, we all jumped. She was very mischievous in the family. She did stuff. There was one thing I've got to share with everybody, which was good laugh. She used to do this thing down the stairs with my youngest son on a cardboard box. And so I'd be sitting downstairs and hear the da-da-da-da-da, and then clunk, and my poor son would whack his head on the wall. And I remember her being the mischievous kind of girl she was. When my son would say, well, okay, how about we switch spots? You go, oh no, the back's awful. And I knew it was because she realized that she'd whack her head on the wall. So, those kinds of memories are what I always try to share with the family whenever we get upset and tight, which is common, especially on holidays and stuff when everybody talks about going out with their family. Is let's try to remember those funny moments. That or her snails. She just loves snails, and she put snails all over the house. So we'd have a snail on the wall over your bed, and snail here, snail there. That was just gets a lot of from her dad. I'm very mischievous. It's like I say, it's really affected the family. We don't do the same things, but I think you have to try to modify and not avoid things, because I think avoidance is the thing you don't want to do. It's not bad to cry in front of people. It's not bad to cry in front of your family. It's not easy to, and they may think, why are you doing that? But I think you have to. And I think you have to get angry. And I think you have to be able to open yourself up and be vulnerable. Because that's the only way you're going to try to find some way to make something that doesn't make any sense and never will make sense to me. It doesn't matter how long I live.